Good afternoon and welcome to Audiotree Live. Today is a chilly Wednesday, April 22nd, and we're excited to have with us Matthew Fowler.
Lovely lady, come on and save me. Can't you see I need some relief? Take me slowly away from the main street. There's nobody that I wanna meet. I'm so tired, but I don't know why. And I've done nothing, man, but I swear that I've tried. And I'm still hoping someday I might. Lovely lady, tell me plainly, is this the best that I'm gonna be? Don't fight, sit tight, 'cause sometimes the starlight, oh, it shines upon what you need to see. I feel older than I rightly should, and I tried for greatness, then I tried for good, and I did everything that I could. Conscience heavy, it weighed me down. So I went inside myself and I looked around. And I'll play you the songs that I found.
Audiotree Live with Matthew Fowler. How do you feel, man? You feel good? We got your stool. We have some backup picks just in case.
I'm a little nervous. You guys are all like looking at me. It's kind of but I feel good. Thanks
don't be nervous, man, please. Okay, so you are from Orlando, Florida. Is that correct?
Yep, Orlando.
Do you have an opinion on Disney World and/or Universal Studios? Have you been a bunch of times, or
yeah? When I was younger, definitely. When I was in like high school, they have like the year-long kind of passes that you can buy, and you can just go as many times as you want.
Yeah.
And I had the Universal one because they had all the roller coasters and stuff.
Yeah, right on.
So that was a lot of fun. But I mean, it's kind of expensive, and you know, I don't live like right next to that. I live like kind of 45 minutes from there. So
okay.
It's kind of a hike anyway to get out there. I mean, it's cool. It's just, you know, after you've done it a million times, it's It's all right. You take a lot of people who are like from out of town and they come and they do it that way.
Yeah, I bet that's a super common thing.
Yeah.
It's probably, I mean, nowhere near as cool, but it's like taking people downtown to see the Bean or Millennium Park or whatever here,
yeah,
you know.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah.
Except the Bean is free.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Yes. Not expensive and not like super overcrowded also, for sure.
Totally.
Do you have...
I mean, it's pretty crowded. It's
right.
Like all that stuff.
Yeah. But not as, Well, I guess you don't have to wait in line. That would be the other thing that's really beneficial about the bean.
Right. And you can look at yourself, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, if you're into that kind of
distorted
thing.
and warped.
Right.
I guess we are both into that kind of thing because this is what we're doing now.
Right,
looking at ourselves later, I guess. What's like a ride that maybe people don't know about that you really like? Or maybe one that's just not like the most popular one that you
I don't know. They've closed... They've kind of gone through this phase now where they're kind of closing a lot of them.
Oh, really?
Like either revamping them or making different parks, different things, something like that. So I actually haven't been in a couple years, so it could be completely different than the last time I was there. Yeah. But you know, they have like Shikra, which is the one that's like 90 degrees straight down, which is kind of cool. But they also have and that's at Busch Gardens, which is in Tampa, which is actually even, in my opinion, cooler than the other two.
Yeah, I've never been to Busch Gardens. Okay.
And the other ones are just kind of like, you know, themed. The Spider-Man one, though, is pretty cool in Universal Studios.
The one that's, like, visual, right?
You kinda, like, I really like that one.
Yeah,
I really like that one, too. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so...
Yeah.
That was always a cool one.
I remember the Batman one being pretty cool, too. Not quite as cool, but... I don't remember
Batman.
Yeah, that one was, like, I went 3 years ago, so it was relatively recent. I think maybe that year when it came out, so I'm not even sure.
It's probably been that long since I've been.
Okay.
Honestly.
Yeah. So Busch Gardens is mostly roller coasters? It's like Six Flags then? Or
kind of, I guess. I've actually never been to Six Flags.
Oh, okay. So you wouldn't have a scale
I guess,
or whatever.
But from what I've heard, it's just it's like a lot more roller coaster centric. They don't have like a crazy theme that they're going for.
Yeah.
You know, like Disney has all the movies themes, and Universal still has its like themes. I guess Harry Potter World is pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
That's definitely a plus.
Which you have been to or have not?
Yeah,
been to?
I went to that once.
Okay.
That was pretty cool, and I had a friend from high school who worked there, and I bumped into him, and he was just like, "Hey, I'm bored. If you want to get to the front of every line, just follow me."
Sweet.
And so that's what I did.
Yeah.
And I kind of did it in like 45 minutes as opposed to being there
a whole
for
day.
7 hours. So I kind of got done with it at like 1 p.m. and I was like, well, I don't know, what do I do now? I don't know, just walk around.
Yeah.
Drink some butterbeer.
Yeah, is it pretty immersive like that? Do they have like diagonally and all that? Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of the books and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, I like Harry Potter too a lot. Okay, man, thank you very much for coming out. You can go to your next song.
Sure. This song is called Blankets. Hold on a second. Close enough. I can't wait to leave this place, 'cause all I do is settle down. A man cannot be hurt behind a closed door. He's gotta take his words to town. When I was young, I fell in love, and I've been falling ever since, with a way to speak my mind, broken English, crooked rhyme. Lovers loving underneath the blankets, late night talks with fathers drenched in wine. And I ache to venture out and join the circus, of people learning how to feel alive. Oh. So I'm thankful to the poets who gave me ways to feel inside, frames of reference, songs of passion. I'll never run and I'll never hide. And it has been a long time coming, but a change is here. The reasons all have run away, there's nothing left to fear. So I walk to the station. Then I take the train that offers me a ride. And I know that this is only the beginning of a journey that'll stay with me for life. It's a journey, and it'll stay with me for life. It'll stay with me. Ooh. Thank you.
Audiotree Live with Matthew Fowler. So it's funny, just to touch on what you said earlier, to kind of think about what makes people nervous. This afternoon, one of the most nervous I've been in a long time is my friend Lauren I challenged her to a type-off, like to go online and see who can fast type her, or type faster, and she absolutely destroyed me in the first place. And right when I got up to do it, like my heart started racing, my hands got all, clammy or whatever. I was just like, why am I nervous about? Yeah, exactly. Like,
oh yeah, I got this, and then you're like,
like, oh my god,
oh man.
There's absolutely no stakes, right? There's nothing to be really nervous about, but whatever. Okay, man.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can go to your next song when you're ready.
All right. This song is called "Beginners," and it's actually this is my mom's favorite of my songs. So this one's for you, Mom. When you are young and love's a dream, floating through a forest tenderly, and there are branches along the way that sometimes make us go astray. But you know that it's the truth when I say that I love you. And I could never tell a lie. We are beginners, you and I. So you came inside and slammed the door. You stole my food just for the taste. And that time you said it wasn't worth it to you. I stayed with arms around your waist. Although I'm scared we're way too young, we will never say we are done. 'Cause tears of love and pain will cry. We are beginners, you and I. You and I.
Audiotree Live with Matthew Fowler. So, did I read correctly that your father is a chef, a catering chef?
Yeah, he's a chef. He used to own a restaurant back in the day.
Okay. Like even before you, or like when you were younger?
No, when I was younger.
Okay.
I started working there when I was like 13 or something like that.
Cool.
But yeah, he's a chef. He's like a fine dining chef too. But he does pretty much everything.
Yeah.
And he's from my parents are. My dad's from South Africa. So he came over here, and he never went to culinary school or anything. He just kind of decided he wanted to be a chef.
Yeah.
And then he did it.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Have you learned then? I mean, you worked at the restaurant, but like, do you cook or?
Totally. Not as well as he does. He's got a million years of practice more than I do.
Of course, yeah.
But he, yeah, I mean, I picked up some stuff, especially, I don't know, like later on. When you're a kid, I was just kind of like, oh, whatever, that's just what my dad does.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of just like, I'll watch him in the kitchen a little bit more, or kind of take notes or call him when I'm like
about to make something and say,
like,
hey, how would you do this?
Totally, exactly.
Sweet.
I do that kind of stuff a lot.
Yeah.
I make a mean chili these days.
Yeah.
It's perfect weather for chili right now.
Yeah,
it is.
Today
it is chilly.
Because it's April 22nd, and we should have chili on April 22nd.
And when I pulled up here, it was pretty much snowing when I pulled up here.
There were flurries.
Which is crazy. This is like the warmest thing I own, pretty much, being from Orlando.
Yeah. That's probably the warmest you need, is that.
Well, yeah. I mean, it gets cold for like a week.
Okay.
Like cold for like a week.
Yeah, in like January or something?
Yeah, January, February, something like that.
Right. But, so what else do you cook? What else do you like to cook? Like enjoy making for others, maybe?
I don't know. I make a lot of pastas, and I'm like a big sandwich dude. As I don't know, as basic as that is, I like making sandwiches.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of like bread. We had to talk about moldy bread earlier. How even if it's moldy,
you'll still eat it.
You'll still eat. I mean, it's bread, Yeah. If it's not like a bad tasting mold,
then
anyway,
you'll be fine.
This isn't exactly the greatest.
Do you bake then? Like, have you ever baked a loaf or anything?
No, I haven't. So my parents aren't much. They're not big into baking. They don't like bake a whole lot. They do a lot of cooking.
Sure.
So a lot of like oven work, like baking and stuff. That's totally just me making whatever. I'll just go to the store and buy a box of whatever and just make cookies or something.
Yeah.
But we didn't. I don't really remember. My grandma does a lot of baking. My grandma taught my dad everything he knows about cooking.
Yeah.
Which is kind of how, he doesn't know. Like my dad's not. He'll come into a kitchen and he doesn't know like, this needs 4 tablespoons of this. Yeah. He's just like, put some of that in there and then put some of this in there too, and then just figure it out and taste it. If it's good, keep doing it. Yeah. If it's not, put more in it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I guess we all sort of live.
Yeah. And how you've learned maybe that's like the skill that you've taken is just that taste is the most important thing, which seems obvious, but maybe not, because you can follow a recipe too strictly or whatever and it turns out really boring.
It's true. But I mean, cooking was a big part of, not necessarily like the food, but just the whole atmosphere. We sit down for dinner and have like we spend 3 hours at dinner, just not even eating for 3 hours, just talking and wine and this and this. And it's part of the culture that they grew up in.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what they're into.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm into now, being away from home and living in other places and being with friends. I like to have people over and have, get everybody to come over and tell them all to bring something, and we're just going to sit and talk and have a good time for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And that's it. To me, that's like the most fun. I don't want to go to like a raging party. Like I'd rather do that. I'd rather just like put a record on, have some friends over, make some food, and just enjoy each other's company, kind of thing. Yeah,
that's like exactly, there are a lot of kids in my family, but that's exactly how we were too. It was always sit down for dinner, and it takes 3 hours to finish by the time you're done talking.
And there's no excuse for not coming to dinner.
Yeah, mom will not let you not
no
be
phones
there.
at the table.
Yeah.
Otherwise, grandma gives you the stink eye. She's a hard woman, my grandma. We love her, Joan. We call her Joan more than we call her grandma.
That's awesome.
But yeah, she's not listening to this. There's no way. So I can say that.
Okay, man, you can go to your next song when you're ready.
This song is called Near.
It's for Joan.
It's for Joan. This is actually her least favorite of my songs. No joke. Oh, that's funny. Oh. Okay.
When I awake, I look to where you are. The sun is where it used to be the stars. When you're near, you're still too far. When you're near, you're still too far. There's a burning inside me, but I don't know what it is. And I can feel it in my dreams, oh. And I can feel it in your kiss. Please tell me what it is. Please tell me what it is. But I feel better when I sing. Like I can do most anything. You can heal my open wound when you hum along my tune. So when you're near, you're still too far. When you're near, you're still too far. When you're near, you're still too far. When you're near, you're still too far.
Thank you.
Matthew Fowler on Audiotree Live.
Do this.
So you are on tour with Sean Rowe right now and have been for a tiny bit. We got to see him open, or I think it was the second band on a bill with Shaky Graves last December or
Totally.
something like that. It was really cool.
Yeah, he's awesome. He really is. I got this crazy chance to kind of open for Sean in January
Okay.
in Massachusetts. I mean, it's kind of a long, convoluted story. We don't have time. I could turn it into a 45-minute epic.
Yeah.
But
Well, you tell whatever version you want to now. You know, shorter is fine.
well, I was battling a shark.
Came out on top. There's a bunch of mold.
Yeah, there's a bunch of mold. Anyway. So I know a guy who books at a venue called The Barn in Williamstown, Massachusetts. And he only listened to my music for the first time, like that day or something. And he kind of messaged me on my Facebook page and was like, "Hey, I'm a painter. I was listening to your stuff, and you'd be perfect to open for this guy who's coming to town, Sean Rowe." And I was like a big fan of his at the time. I was on tour when I got the message with a buddy of mine, and we had been listening to that album, his new album, pretty much every day.
Cool.
And so I got that message, and I was like, yes, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And so I basically drove all the way up to Massachusetts from Orlando to play this show. And, you know, I met him and everything, and it was really cool. And after the show, he's like, and he's got this kind of, and you saw him, he's got this really deep,
gruffy voice.
Yeah. And he's like, hey, kid. And he doesn't sound like that. I don't know why I did that. He doesn't sound that bad. But he was like, you know, he was like, hey, I like what you're doing, and, you know, I think you're great. And, you know, because I don't have like a booking agent or any of that kind of stuff. So I book my own stuff, and I'm, you know, kind of just, whatever opportunity arises, kind of just make it work and kind of go and do it.
Yeah.
And he asked me what I was doing in the spring, and I said, right now I don't have any plans at all. And he was like, well, I'd love to have you on some shows.
Cool.
And so I've got 9 shows with him total. Had a show with him last night in Iowa City, so I drove in from Iowa City, and yeah, so it's been 3 shows with him so far.
Yeah.
I've got 6 more.
Cool.
So after this, I'm off for a day or 2, and then I'll be in Louisville, and then it's like Nashville, and then we're off for a couple days, and then it's Philly, Hudson, New York, which is upstate New York, and then New York City. We're playing at the Mercury Lounge, which I'm super excited about.
Yeah.
And Pauling, New York. So yeah, it's really great to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great night after night to see a guy who's really good at what he does, you know, and we had conversations where, you know, because not every show is going to be the best show ever.
Yeah.
You know, some rooms work better than other rooms for different styles of music or whatever it is. And so seeing him, for instance, play in a room where, you know, where I just played and I kind of got off feeling like, you know, I've done better than that before. I feel like I can do a little bit better in the future. And I, you know, kind of like, oh man, it was really great the night before, and I wish it was that kind of energy. But to see him just kind of rock it out regardless, and then, you know, kind of talking about it, and you know, he was kind of like, sometimes you don't realize that, like, you know, you'll play a show and you'll absolutely kill it, and then the next time you play it, there's, you know, you'll bomb or something like that, and you think personally, like, man, have I lost something that I used to have? Or, you know, you go through all these self-conscious stuff. And he's like, sometimes it just happens to be the wrong people at the right venue, or the right people, the wrong venue, or whatever it is. And you just have to keep doing it, because that one show in a pool of a million shows is still just one show.
Yeah.
And I knew that, you know, it was just, but like talking to a guy who's like really doing it, you know, in a big way.
And has been for a while is another thing.
Yeah, it's just great to have kind of like a, you know, kind of like a mentor in that kind of way. He's a guy that I can kind of ask questions to, and he's been around long enough to where he knows the answer more than I do.
Yeah.
So it's been really, really great. And he plays solo acoustic too.
Yeah.
I think he plays with a band rarely, but so it's kind of cool, you know, just the two of us on stage, like one after each other. It's I don't know. It's been nice to see like a guy who can really hold the room on his own. Yeah. You know, it's really cool to see.
And to try and learn as much as you can from somebody who's experienced like that.
Totally. Yeah. That's the name of the game.
Yeah, that's an awesome opportunity.
Just keep growing. I mean, I've got time to grow, and so I'm just every opportunity I can, I just try and grow and do it. I got nothing to lose. So
for sure.
Here I am.
I mean, to your credit though, there's an awesome video of you playing Passing Through, and everybody's talking at the beginning, and then at some point everyone shuts up and then starts singing along with you, which I don't know, that's pretty amazing. You know?
Yeah, that was in Orlando.
Yeah.
So Passing Through is it's a Leonard Cohen song, and I'm a big Leonard Cohen fan. I actually don't think he wrote it. Because someone came after me afterwards, like, you know, that's not a Leonard Cohen song. And I was like, whatever,
well,
lady.
I don't know. I only know.
I just played it. I don't know what you want from me. But yeah, it's fun. I mean, live shows is definitely the most fun. Like, you know, you feed off the energy. And I'm, you know, I like, if there's a song that has a big chorus, like, yeah, sing along with me. Like, that's what I'm about. You know, I don't need to be as introspective as I am, you know, maybe here in this room where it's a little bit more closed, you know, but at a show it's a whole different atmosphere. You know, every room is a different feel. Yeah. And so you kind of play to whatever's going on.
Yeah, and trying to eliminate that separation a tiny bit, I think, benefits both you and the people watching you perform.
Totally, yeah. It's fun to be included.
Yeah.
You know, all my favorite musicians are guys that, you know, whether they're playing with a band or solo, acoustic or whatever, they do their best to almost destroy the stage. Yeah. In terms of, like, the stage is a barrier between yourself and the people. Sure. You know, there shouldn't really be a separation. And I still think of myself as like singer-songwriter or a folk musician, and that's, you know, music of the people. So it should be kind of more of a camaraderie kind of thing, as opposed to, you know, here's me playing to a wall or whatever, and you guys are just here to listen.
Yeah.
I want it to be like, you know, in the middle of a song, someone will say something, and then you'll kind of like comment on that in the song or whatever. And it, you know, it makes people know that they're aware of you and you're aware of them, and it's a relationship. So.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so he is on tour for a couple more weeks with Sean Rao to the end of early May and beginning. The record is out now, so get it and support him.
Thanks. So this is my last song. It's called Rooftops, and I wrote it after playing on a rooftop one time in New York. So I long for the Brooklyn rooftops, and I long for the cold, and I've been going places that I've never seen before. An open road, you feel like home. So I've made my decision. I can feel it in the breeze. And I have my conviction of checking through my knees. There's a sound in my bones, and I feel it flowing through my veins. And I've learned that it doesn't matter what you know about, no, it only matters what you make. So I long for the Knoxville skyline. I long for cold beer and close friends. And I long for the sound of my words on the lips of those I have not met yet. So I've made my decision. Things are falling into line, and I've still got my conviction of, and I do believe that it's time. So let's get out of town again. Different start, different end. Another beat on a famous street. It's time I feel complete. It's time I feel complete.
time I feel complete. Thank you very much.
Matthew Fowler on Audiotree Live. Beginning the record is out now. Please get it and support him. Thank you very much for playing.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure.
Great time. Thanks.
Thanks to Dictator. Thanks to Goose Island. Thanks to awesome people in the studio and sound engineers over there, camera and lighting crew, viewers. Thanks for watching. Support him by downloading the session when it comes out in a week or so, and send a shout via social media to us or the band if you just want to connect. From all of us here at the Audiotree Studios, thanks for tuning in. Goodbye.
Good?
Sweet.
All right.
Yeah, dude. Good.